Hey guys, this is Vineet Pandey from Maldives. This is Sunsium Private Resort Island, and it's been 3 days I'm here. So, my friends, whenever the island concept, the ocean concept, seclusion concept comes to me, the two things that always come to my brain is the Robinson Crusoe and Gulliver's Travels. We already have talked about Robinson Crusoe in one of my video from Maldives. The yes, Vineet Pandey teaching English literature, net JRF from international countries. That's the big thing. For me, at least, that's a big thing. So we're gonna talk about Jonathan Swift, Gulliver's Travels. So we know a classic which was written around 1727 to 1728. Jonathan Swift was a person, he was believed to be mad when he wrote Gulliver's Travel. It is believed he was not in his senses, and he himself wrote to his friend in a letter that I heartily hate and detest the animal called man. It is believed that Gulliver's Travels writer Jonathan Swift was madly in love with Esther Johnson and wrote a lot of love letters to her under the title The Letters to Stella. He is the same guy who has written political comments, political works, where he talks about the tale of a top. He also talks about the battle of the book, and he's the same guy who has written a modest proposal, one of the juvenile satires. So here we're gonna talk about Gulliver's Travels. So Dr. Lemuel Gulliver, a surgeon by profession, he becomes the captain of naval ships. How this story came to this mind, Jonathan Swift, is still a mystery. But how the story starts, Lemuel Gulliver goes for a sailing where the ship is lost, and then he finds himself on an island where he is surprised to see that the islandians, the local people, the inhabitants, are actually 6 inches tall. Very small tribe, the tiny people. Yes, Gulliver's first journey where he reaches to the island is Lilliput. It's Lilliputians. They're very minor, very small. If we go for the fun fact, we have multiple movies on Gulliver's Travels. We also have Jajantram Mamantram. One of my favorite actor, Javed Jaffrey, has played the role. But yes, if you go for the philosophical point, the tininess of the human bodies is actually the meanness of the human bodies. That we people fight for very small issues. Yes, the Lilliputians also have the issues with Belfast School, and they have the issues because they are fighting for a reason, and the reason is that which side of the egg should be broken first. So they are fighting for no reasons. That's what he targets. One day, Gulliver is urinating, and the locals see him urinating, thinking that he is trying to flood the country. So you can simply understand that the reference of tininess, the reference of making molehill is very much visible in the first part. Then here he is escaping and he goes for the second journey where he again goes for a shipwreck and finds himself casted on a shore, and here he almost saves his life from being crushed under the feet of a 72 feet man. Yes, this is the second journey, Brobding Nag, where he is living with his people who are 12 times bigger than him. So if he's of 6 feet, the others are of 72 feet, and he barely escapes. Then the girl of the farmer takes him in the cage. She takes him like a bird. Then soon he is given to the king. The king talks to Gulliver about European lifestyle. Gulliver keeps on telling that the European lifestyle is not up to the level, it's not that good. He also tells that Europeans, let's take some round also. The Europeans are fond of using guns, the Europeans are fond of using weapons, they have a death punishment system, they have gamblings, they have misogyny, they have polygamy. So technically Europeans, have multiple things which are sometimes good, which are bad. Many of you will find some darkness. Koi baat nahi, just come and see the beauty around. The beauty is more important. My students have seen Vineet Pandey, so don't worry. The beauty is very important. Show them the beauty, because so that the Gulliver's Travel will actually come to their mind. Imagine one of these beaches Gulliver must have landed. So finally what happens? The king in Brobdingnag, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the European ways of killing people, hanging people, using cannons on his own people. And then what happens? I'll slow down and get to the water. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. So we have found the water. It's water, water everywhere, nor a drop to drink. Water, water everywhere, all the ships that trek. So we are paying a lot of dollars for water here. It's Maldives private islands, obviously the costs are very high. Even normally in Maldives, the price of water is very high. So what happens? Finally, king and the queen, they have the cage. Gulliver is left alone. One bird comes and thinks that Gulliver is the bird. He takes the cage away and drops the cage in the water. This time Gulliver goes for the third mutiny in the ship happens. He is again on a shipwreck. Third journey to the island of Laputa. He goes to Laputa where there are people, they have some scientific brains, they use science but for silly things. Something very much related to Japan's attack or American attack on Japan, nuclear. When you have science, what you do is you're using some atomic bombs, nuclear bombs. So Laputans and Laputian scientific attitude is also being mocked here. Again, he goes for a journey where there is a rebel in the ship, and then this is the fourth journey of Hoffenheims, where he finds some superior human race. They are horses, humans. Horses are actually, leading the people. They are called Yahoos. Humans are simply the slaves. These Hoffenheims, they don't speak. There's a question of net exam. They don't speak. They have their desires gratified. They simply understand each other's need, and they don't speak. They don't trouble anyone. So this is how Gulliver's Travels is not only a book which can be read in nursery. It can also be read to the cabinet council. This is one of the famous statement by John Gay. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that whatever the narration I have given is an easy narration. When you study, go for the advanced lectures that we can provide you. If you want the advanced lectures, we are always there. But be proud of that there is at least one teacher in India who teaches literature from anywhere he can. Yes, if I go to moon, I will definitely teach Women in the Moon written by John Lilly, or The Women in the Moon, another writer, William Wilkie Collins. There are two people who have written this thing. So in short, if I go to any place, the first thing that comes to my brain is literature. Do I have anything to relate? And the moment I find it, I bring it to my students. So if you are proud of this way of teaching and you feel that this man is actually in love with literature, share and subscribe. If you don't want to share and subscribe, just don't forget to put your heart here, because I'm going to say Jai Hind, Jai Bharat from Maldives.